John Cena just made a big reveal about the last months of his career, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also see what's happening with Rhea Ripley, Evolution, and more. Starting things off with Rhea Ripley because this is a situation that has fans buzzing. The June 23rd edition of Raw featured that big moment of Raquel and Roxanne coming together to take out Rhea Ripley. It was a big moment because it was the exact moment that marked Roxanne stepping up and officially filling the hole that Liv Morgan left. Roxanne ran out there and provided support for Raquel, and that's going to now bring them together. That's something we previously went over. But what we did not go over was how this situation and story affects the Rhea Ripley side of things. Raquel just gained a new tag team partner with Roxanne stepping up, but the odds are now stacked against Rhea Ripley. Maybe she thought it would be easier to get her hands on Raquel now that Liv Morgan is gone, but this week's Raw proved that it's going to be a 2-on-1 situation, with Raquel and Roxanne both ganging up on Rhea Ripley. So with Raquel and Rhea entering a feud with each other again, and Roxanne on the verge of becoming tag team champions with Raquel, it's going to be a tough task for Rhea Ripley. The only way for her to have a chance against the new women's tag team champions is for her to have some backup and a partner of her own. Maybe this could even be a big match for Evolution as well. So who could step up and be that new partner for Rhea Ripley? Well, there are a few pretty solid options hanging around out there. Obviously, the first one has to be Nikki Bella. Nikki just returned to WWE several weeks ago for what she described as a pretty lengthy run with WWE. The only issue being that Nikki Bella has not been seen at all since her very first return appearance. Reason being that WWE put all their Nikki Bella eggs into the Liv Morgan basket. So when Liv Morgan went down, Nikki Bella was drastically affected as well and lost her big new program. So Nikki would have to be making frequent appearances on Raw to build up that story if Liv was still around. But now with Liv being gone, Nikki was pulled from TV as well, and is currently on standby and waiting for a new direction for her return. And maybe that's what they're setting up right here. There were a lot of rumors that Nikki Bella could face Liv Morgan either in a singles match or a tag team match. So what if the big audible here is to have Rhea Ripley and Nikki Bella versus Raquel and Roxanne in a tag team match? Nikki Bella remains feuding with the Judgment Day, and Rhea Ripley gets some Hall of Fame backup with Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella even mentioned how she would love to work with Rhea Ripley in WWE. And this would present the opportunity right here. Maybe it starts off as partners, and Nikki and Rhea could have a fallout. Nikki said she would have to be a heel to face Rhea Ripley. This, strangely enough, could give Nikki exactly what she wants. A lot of fans are still curious about Brie Bella being Nikki's partner at Evolution. There was original reports claiming that Brie was in talks with WWE to make a return, but during a recent interview, Brie Bella claimed that the phone still has not been called for her by WWE. So no clue if she's lying or not, but if Brie can't make it, the Nikki Bella and Rhea Ripley tag team surely would be one to watch out for. Another option is Trish Stratus. Trish is another member of the Hall of Fame that's been very vocal about wanting to work with Rhea Ripley. Well, this program could also grant Trish Stratus that wish as well. And another option is an NXT superstar. Assuming this match takes place at Evolution, that's usually a stage for WWE to showcase women from all their brands. So if Rhea is in need of some help, maybe the opportunity gets taken by a breakout star in NXT that could benefit and make a name for themselves. Evolution is only 2 weeks away, and the entire card is pretty much unknown. The only match that's been confirmed is Jordynne Grace versus JC Jane for the NXT Women's title. So hopefully these new few shows are full of big reveals for that card for Evolution, and how WWE plans on addressing the changes to the card as well. John Cena just made a big reveal during a casual interview with Collider about how the final few months of his career will play out. John Cena had this to say about that very big topic, quote, "As we get close to the end of this thing, what dictates those pivots is the audience, and I think the audience will begin to feel differently, because now we are truly coming to an end." So, if you ever had a voice to use, if you ever wanted to say something, I hate to steal my own cliche, but the time is now. I look forward to the road ahead because the audience is going to dictate the direction we go in. I think it's a wonderful time to be a fan. I think a lot of different talent are being able to capitalize on all we're doing. and I applaud the WWE for always being able to think extended, but pivot on a dime in a moment as it happens. I think that's their strongest suit." End quote. So a lot of big reveals there by John Cena. Firstly, he admits that the first 6 months of his farewell tour featured a lot of pivots, which confirms what everyone was speculating about, that the original plans for John Cena's farewell tour was much different and didn't go originally including a heel turn. That was a decision that was made just a few days before Elimination Chamber, and they ran with it. So that puts the conversation and debate to rest. John Cena's heel turn was not something that was planned since 2024. It was a brand new pivot decision. What's also interesting is what John Cena says about the final few months of his career, because it sounds like they're getting ready to wing it again. According to Cena's comments there, it sounds like there's no solid plans in place for the final 6 months of his career. John Cena said that nothing is set in stone, and that they let the audience and live crowd reactions drive them to where they go next with John Cena's story. So that's a pretty big reveal. That means that once again, there's no plan in place. They're ready to pivot in whatever direction the crowd takes them in. It's pretty cool that John Cena is letting the fans know that the final months of his career and direction of it is fully in their hands. John Cena says the fans will dictate where this all goes to next. The biggest question, especially heading into the final months of the farewell tour, has always been, will John Cena turn babyface again before leaving for good? And it sounds like John Cena is saying that it's all up to the crowd. If the live crowds continue to embrace this current version of John Cena, maybe Cena's character will embrace the fans again and turn babyface. But if the live crowds continue to boo John Cena, he'll be retiring as a heel. So maybe that's exactly what he means when he says that the fans will dictate how this story all ends for him. John Cena's eventual babyface turn has been hinted at by everyone that's faced him. Even recently, CM Punk said that John Cena should just stop the act and let the fans celebrate and embrace with him, but Cena turned it down. But if the reaction stays strong for John Cena, it surely looks like the fans will unlock the good ending of John Cena turning babyface again towards the end of the tour. So if you're going to one of John Cena's farewell appearances, make sure your voice is heard, because you can affect where this all goes to next. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.